Hey gang, welcome back to my channel. A little bit of I want to talk about a few things. I will touch on some updates of my Topiramate in time. But first, I want to talk about manipulative, bullying people. And I'm wondering, do you have anybody that fits that description in your life? The older I get, the more I seem to run into people who like to control everything about the people around them. They like to use things, money, cell phones, groceries, clothing, vehicles, whatever the case might be, just to keep a hold of you, just keep a grasp of you, just to keep you, under their thumb, to keep control of you. That frustrates me. It frustrates the crap out of me. Whatever happened to people just doing nice things for you, or you doing nice things for somebody else without always expecting something in return, or without dogging somebody all the time, or just reciprocating back and forth. You do something nice for me, in return I do something nice for you, and it goes back and forth. It's just a nice exchange. There's no pressure, there's no expectations. It's just that desire and willingness to want to do something nice for people. That's it. And I had one of my subscribers who had made a comment, who had asked me if I would talk to you guys about PTSD a little bit. Now, please understand, I am no doctor. I am coming to you and talking to you from my own personal life hell and experience of what I've gone through. Now, there are different varying degrees of PTSD. While no, I was not in a war, I did not serve in Afghanistan or any of those, or Iraq or anything like that, and I give so much props to our men and women in the military who have, and give them so much credit for coming back and having to fight those demons, because they have some severe PTSD. But there are others that have not gone to actual war, per se, in another country. You might be at war in your own home. For those who don't know, PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. And what can happen is, in my own personal experience, is that you or myself, I have suffered so much verbal abuse over and over, repetitive. I'm not going to promise that I'm not going to get emotional, okay? And I get a little torqued sometimes when I see other people get emotional, because it's like, is it real? Are they really, And I shouldn't be that way. But I see so many people that put stuff out just for views. And I promise you, I don't care if this doesn't even get any views. This is my story. This is my truth. And and I still battle demons today. I have been divorced now for just over 7 years. And the funny thing is that at least for me, having gone through some extreme verbal abuse, and I went through roughly a year or so of therapy, which was the best money I ever could have spent. And I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you haven't ever gone to therapy, I highly recommend that you go. It is an outside third party that does not know you. It does not know the person or people that you're dealing with. They can help give you the tools to help you to learn how to deal with the things that you're going through. Help to give you a new perspective. And I've been considering actually going back to therapy because I've been just really struggling again lately. But I digress. When you've been verbally abused over and over and over, what happens is there can be something that can be to anybody else. It can be a little of nothing. It can be maybe just somebody closes a door a certain way, or somebody says something a certain way, and it can instantly spiral me back to a time when the last time that similar thing happened. And it can throw me into such a panic and such anxiety and just into such a space that it's quite scary. And when I was going through therapy, sorry, I don't have any notes in front of me, so I'm just kind of, but when I went through therapy, I had gone through, my therapist taught me the ABCs of, like, what is the activating event, and, trying to say, okay, what happened? What caused you to kind of throw you into a tailspin? What actually really did happen? And it's just a kind of a work to pull you back into the now, to say, okay, even though what just triggered you took you back there, okay, you're not really back there right now. It's just to pull you back into the here and now, that what happened before that sent you spiraling back isn't happening anymore. You're in a safe space. It's not really happening right now. And so that was part of the tools that helped me. And I'll give you an example. I was at my boyfriend's on Sunday morning, and I had made us breakfast. Now, I don't cook for people too often, and I want to clarify that I am not looking for any sympathy whatsoever. I am just telling you my story, okay? It's just difficult sometimes. Okay. I'm just not used to cooking for people too much anymore. And because most of the time I'm here at home alone, you know, by myself. And if anybody's going to complain about my cooking, it's just me, you know, or the dogs. And they love whatever scraps that I give them. They're always happy. And I'm not a fantastic cook, but I'm not the worst cook. You know, I'm mediocre. I'm okay. It's edible. You can see I haven't taken any hurt thus far. But anyway, I had made sausage and eggs and toast and poured us some apple juice. And I took it into him, and he started out by saying, "Oh, FYI." And for a second, sorry. You know, you would think after this many years that, you know, none of this crap would have happened. I'm telling you. After so many years of abuse, you still, at times, you still deal with this stuff. Anyway, oh, by the way, FYI, and I stopped, kind of like a deer caught in headlights, and I'm like, what? He said, it's really good. The reason that I, excuse me, stopped, you know, so abruptly like that is because my ex, a lot of times, would rip me apart because my cooking was never good enough. Nothing I ever did was ever good enough. And so because usually when my boyfriend and I are together, we usually will get like Subway, or, you know, we'll go someplace else, or we go to his mom's and she cooks something, or something like that. You know what I mean? And we'll get something to go to a restaurant or whatever. So it's not like I very much ever actually cook for him. And so it just, you know, it was one of those things. It was one of those, it was just a little something, and he meant nothing by, I mean, he just wanted to stop me and say, this is really good, you know, and I really appreciate it, and it really hit the spot. And he was really happy with it. And which I was really grateful that he was happy. I'm not gonna lie, but it just threw me. It just threw me. And even though I was grateful and I was happy that he was happy, it still kind of lingered in the back of my mind for a while, and which that part of it just kind of sucks to me, you know. And I try to do things to stir up happiness within myself, try to get myself into a better frame of mind, and, you know, and look at things in a better light, and, you know, be more positive and stuff. I was doing some things today in my planner late this afternoon, trying to write some positive and inspirational quotes and stuff, just to try to have something positive to look at on the daily. And anyway, it was just kind of a cluster, in the naughty word. Somebody wanted to be in the video with me because he's needy. like his mother. Anyway, this is Fez, by the way. For anybody who's never seen any of my past videos, this is Fez. But I have some other friends who are going through a tough time, and I was texting one of the friends, very concerned, and then I'm trying to be as vague as I can here because I'm trying to protect people. But I had an encounter with someone else over the weekend that was quite painful because it was just an unnecessary thing. This person had asked me about, and I'm going to tell on myself because I'm just going to show my ignorance. I never went to college. I don't know the first thing about degrees and how long you have to go for what type of degree, and 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, I think to become a doctor you've got to go for like 12 years. That's about all I know. And then I don't even know what type of doctor, if you can become a surgeon, or I don't know. I just don't know. And frankly, for my particular job, it's not something that I need to know. And it's okay. We all don't know everything. But anyway, this person had asked me about my son. And my son is going to school to be a nurse. And this person had asked me what degree or what he was going to graduate as. When he would graduate. I said he's a junior. He's got finishing his junior year, he's got another year left. What will he graduate with? And I said, he told me he's going to be an RN, when he graduates. And that's sufficient for me. I'm proud of him. I mean, that doesn't sound right when I say that's sufficient for me. I mean, for my brain, all I need to know is that he's going to be a nurse. I don't need to know how much schooling or what particular degree he has or anything else. What I'm trying to say is I'm just proud of him for becoming a nurse, for being an RN. And if right now he doesn't necessarily think he wants to go on any further, I believe, to get his master's. There again, I'm probably screwing that up too. Sorry, didn't mean to bump the table. Probably screwing that up. I don't know. But this person just proceeded to just railroad me about it. And basically about my knowledge or lack thereof. And about, what he was going to be. And I just said, all I can tell you is that he said when he graduates, he's going to be an RN. Well, he's going to school for 4 years, and all he'd have to do is go to school for 2 years, and blah, blah, blah. And just, this person was just relentless. And this person was trying to engage me in an argument, and I just refused to get into an argument with said person because I didn't feel the need to engage in it. It wasn't anything worth arguing over. And I finally, and I get upset with myself because just a second. Sorry. I usually, in a situation, when I feel as though my back is put up against a wall. Like in this particular case, and I am being relentlessly railroaded about something that I don't know, then I seem to feel the need to put myself down. And so I proceeded to say, in hopes that this person would just stop attacking me about the situation, because it's like, what difference does it make? I had merely said something to the effect of, well, I'm just kind of college dumb. I didn't go to college. I don't understand, the different degrees that you can get, or the the length of time that it takes to get certain degrees. And this person barked at me saying that they hadn't gone to college either, but they knew that much. And I hadn't done a thing to this person. And it was just one of those times where, I just struggle sometimes, and I know I'm not the only one, so I'm not, but it was just one of those days where just going through the motions of feeling like you're getting smacked up alongside the head several different times during the day. And I just finally stopped, and the person finally, I didn't raise my voice. I am proud of the fact that I didn't engage this person at all. As far as, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't try to engage back in an argument or anything. I just didn't. I just couldn't. I was more concerned about a friend of mine that is going through some really painful issues in their life, and trying to talk to them through texting, trying to be private about that. And basically I felt bigger fish to fry. And like I said, this person out of the blue was just relentless. Anyway, it's just some of the emotional garbage, if you will, with the PTSD. And at least for me, with little things that can take you back to a time that were very painful. Second guessing yourself, putting yourself down, just all these different kinds of things. And I just want you to know, whoever you are that's watching this, if you are struggling, you are not alone at all. I am here. You can comment down below. I will respond to you. It is definitely a struggle, and not a nice one. And some days, pardon my French, some days are a bitch, and there's no other way to put it. I do find that we'll swing this convo around to the Topiramate. I think that with the Topiramate, I feel like it does heighten my anxiety some, and also my depression some. I have been considering talking to my doctor about possibly getting on an antidepressant, and yet part of me doesn't want to do that in some respects, because it's like, oh my gosh, another pill, it's like, I just wish there could be just a pill, just like something for blood pressure, for people to lose weight. And, even if it's something that I had to take the rest of my life, that would just strictly be for that and not have 40 other side effects. That's what I struggle with. And also part of the struggle has been lately, I try to weigh myself probably every 3 to 4 days, and my weight loss has been pretty consistent, and I was down probably, I want to say 28 or 29 pounds, but I stepped on the scale a couple days ago and I was actually up 2 pounds, and I'm not gonna lie, that kind of scared the hell out of me. And between all the emotional roller coaster that I was on yesterday, and the story that I was telling you about with this relentless person and whatnot, and there were still some other things that happened today, but I just don't have the energy to go into all that. Maybe another day. That might be a story for another time, but I just didn't feel like eating much today. I had a cup of coffee and a little Belvita biscuit for breakfast. I had a little Belvita biscuit for lunch, and a couple little pieces of candy mid-afternoon. That's all I had all day. I came home and made some Schwann's. It's called chicken Florentine. It's like little bow tie pasta with the sauce and the cooked spinach and stuff. It was good. But the struggle is real, my friend. The struggle is real, and I'm not gonna lie. I am just so thankful for you guys. I really am. Because there are days there are days when I just really need somebody to talk to. And so, and a lot of other people in my life are busy. And so, and even though Fez and my other little dog, which is a Palm, Grizz, are good listeners, they don't give me feedback, and you guys at least give me feedback, and I'm very thankful for that. Thank you very much. So anyway, sorry that this is such an emotional video. I'm just feeling kind of battered and bruised a little bit today. Then part of me will get mad at myself. It's like, oh, buck up. What are you getting so emotional for? Why are you getting so upset? What have you got to be upset about? And that's something else that I want to tell you, is that while maybe there are people in this world who definitely have worse problems. I know that there are people that have way worse problems than what I face. I know that, and I do remind myself of that to try to keep myself in check. But at the same token, that does not diminish the fact that you are still a human being with feelings. It does not diminish the fact that you may be having a tough day, that you may be struggling with something. It doesn't make your problem any less important. Just because somebody else might be dealing with something that is potentially maybe significantly bigger on a different type of scale, but it doesn't mean that your problem is any less significant, if that makes sense. You're still important. Your issues are still important. Don't let anybody try to talk you out of how you feel. And I think that's one thing in this life that, and especially as women sometimes, and a lot of times as men too, where we are supposed to be so strong all the time. We aren't supposed to let anything get to us. We are supposed to be so brave and so strong and so resilient and so happy. And, we see all these different things on TV and all these commercials, and we see all the different things on YouTube and all the things on wherever, all across social media, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, wherever, TikTok, any place. Although I have seen some really real people on TikTok, which I'm thankful for. But, so many things paint this beautiful picture. And if you're not doing X, Y, Z, then, it's like, what's the matter with you? And it makes you start to get into self-doubt and loathing of yourself. And I just find that just so heartbreaking. It's been 32 minutes, almost 33 minutes, so I am going to close this video and let you know that I will be continuing on my Topiramate updates, my journey. I did forget to take my medication Saturday night. Nobody's fault but my own. That is the only time I have forgotten to take it. But last night I took it immediately, got right back in the saddle and took that again. So if you are taking Topiramate or Topamax, or any other, heavy duty drug like that, but I know what I read specifically on that, don't just stop it cold turkey. Apparently there are atrocious side effects. It can really hurt you. So even if you don't think it's helping, talk to your doctor. Maybe your doctor would like to put you on something different, or help you to teach you to slowly wean off of it or something to that effect. But don't just abruptly stop at cold turkey, because I need you around. You're my people. I need you. I need my people. And so if you are currently taking Topiramate, Topamax, see, I was trying to put them both together. I would really appreciate you sharing with me down below what your experiences are. Do you feel like you struggle with depression and anxiety more on the medication, or do you find that it doesn't seem to bother you at all? What kind of side effects do you seem to have? just anything that you really notice that you feel is a change in you since you started taking it. I'd be really interested to know, because anything that we can do, anything that we can share with each other on this journey is a great help to each of us and anybody else that would by chance come across the video. So anyway, with that, I pray that you are healthy, that you're happy, that you're safe, and we pray that you have peace in your life. Until we meet again, my friends, have a fantastic rest of your week. And depending on how the rest of my week goes, you may see me here again soon, because I may need you again. I may need to have a little sit-down chat, and hopefully it won't be quite this emotional. I hope. But have a great night, folks. Catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.